Well, now we have another proportion problem. It turns out the recipe calls for 3 egg yolks, 5 tablespoons of sugar, and a half a cup of wine. So after cracking the eggs, you start measuring the sugar, but accidentally put in 6 tablespoons of sugar rather than the called for 5. So how can you compensate? Well, let's see, we have to, if we're going to put in more sugar, we've got to put in more egg yolks. So the proportion or ratio of yolks to an unknown number of yolks to, let's see, 6 tablespoons of sugar has to equate to the ratio of 3 yolks to 5 tablespoons of sugar. At this point, we've set up the proportion. All we need to do is isolate y, which represents the number of yolks we'll need. So, a little algebra here. We'll multiply both sides by 6 times 6. And the 6's divide out here, and we get y equals, and 6 times 3 is 18, and that's divided by 5. Which equals 3.6, and so the number of yolks is 3.6, and I'll leave it up to you to actually carry out that construction of 3.6 yolks. Now we need to come up with the amount of wine, and so the proportion is going to be the ratio of wine to 6 tablespoons of sugar is W, represents the amount of wine, and 6 tablespoons of sugar, and that's got to equate to, be proportional to, let's see, half a cup of wine. Well, half a cup is 0.5 divided by, and again, 5 tablespoons of sugar. And notice 5 goes into 0.5 0.1 times. So, we're here W over 6 equals 0.1. Now, a little algebra. We need to isolate the W, so we'll multiply both sides by 6. And the 6's divide out, and we get W equals, and 6 times 0.1 is 0.6. So how much wine do we need? Well, we need 6/10 of a cup of wine. And if we use these ingredients, 3.6 yolks, 6/10 of a cup of wine, and 6 tablespoons of sugar, we'll have done what we needed to do. Well, we're going to use dimensional analysis again, and here's the problem. It takes a hose 25 seconds to fill your 3-gallon container. How long will it take to fill a tank measuring 4 feet wide, 6 feet long, and 3 feet deep? And we've got to solve using dimensional analysis, and we were given a hint. 1 cubic foot corresponds to 7.48 gallons. So anyhow, the size of the tank, apparently it's 4 feet wide, 6 feet long, and 3 feet deep. And when we multiply those, we'll get the volume, length times width times height, and that's 72 feet cubed. And we have to find how long it's going to take to fill this thing. So let's get rid of those feet cubed, because we've been given a unit multiplier here, 1 cubic foot per 7.48 gallons. And now we know how many gallons are in the tank. And now we'll multiply by 25 seconds per 3 gallons. Now the gallons will divide out. The cubic feet will divide out. Let's convert seconds to minutes. So there's 60 seconds per minute. And let's convert minutes to hours. So there's 60 minutes per hour. And now the minutes divide out, the seconds divide out, gallons divide out, cubic feet divide out, and when we multiply that, the numerator, the terms in the numerator, by the factors in the denominator and carry out the division, what we get is approximately 1.25 hours. That's 1 1/4 hours, which corresponds to about an hour and 15 minutes. And so that's the time it would take to fill up this tank with the given hose. And we are done.